What's up, Sagittarius, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya Michelle, and we are not all love, light, twin flames, and unicorns over here. So please keep that in mind. And happy birthday. Welcome to your December 2020 reading. Now, let's get into it. So this is probably the most important month of 2020. Like, I don't want to be dramatic, but it may be like one of the most important months of our lives, honestly. I mean, it's like that big of a deal. Like I would say. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. Okay. Anyways, I mean, I'm not saying it's the most important of our lives, but I feel like it's like one of the most important time periods that I've seen doing astrology in a very long time. So I'm just gonna say that. Sag. And a lot of the action is happening in your sign since it's your season. So yeah, we're going through a lot of major changes as a collective this month, and you're going to go through a lot of major changes as well. Not that you haven't been already, I know, but you will still go through changes this month. With the sun transiting your sign, Mercury is going to start transiting your sign, and we have that solar eclipse in your sign mid-month, Sag. I mean, this is like a huge deal for so many different reasons, and we're going to talk about how it's going to affect you and all of that in this reading. So just get ready, get prepared. I'm going to give you as much info as I can and as much of a reading as I can. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Sagittarius. So first things first, I want to talk about you seem to be starting off the month in a very kind of nostalgic feeling, like really reflecting on the past, maybe feeling a little emotional, sensitive, more sensual than usual. You almost feel like there could be for some of you this feeling of like the past has come back or is coming back to haunt you, or the past, like there's something with the past that you can't get over here, something in your childhood, possibly even from past lives. There could be some unresolved karmic issue from past lives, or even something with the family, here as well. Yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, so the first two cards that we had out before I even turned on the camera was the Other Woman and the Moon. Okay, so there's this this could be a few different things. I feel like if there's another person in your life, Sag, there could be this. Okay, so I'm getting like a lot of messages from this. For some of you, this could be a friend, a roommate, a family member. Or I'm sorry, this could be a friend, a roommate, a family member, possibly even a mother-like figure that could really be, that some of these issues could be with, that some of these past issues could be with. There is someone that's like, has this like familiar kind of essence energy to them, that was possibly part of your childhood, or they could just be in your life now. There's something here with reflection, though. That's the main thing I got off of it when I first saw it, reflection. If there's some kind of resentment towards a feminine energy, a maternal kind of energy in your life, you have to pay attention to what it's reflecting, because there's something within you that is bothering you about them. So if there's this person in your life and there's something that you don't like about them, there's something you're rejecting about them, it's because you're rejecting that part within you. So I want you to pay attention to that. For some of you, I feel like this is a friend that is really going to help you realize these things this month, or is really there for you during these like emotional times. Also, for some of you, this could literally be feeling like someone's keeping a secret from you, or like there's something hidden from you to do with some other woman, or some other feminine energy in your life, if it's not necessarily a woman, if that makes sense. So then we have the polar bear and we have the bridge reversed. They look like this for me. So I feel like, Sag, there's something coming up here with your emotional capability to move past something. You feel like you're being protective, and that's why it's hard for you to move on. It's hard for you to cross this bridge. It's like you don't want to move on. You want to stay stuck with something because you're trying to protect yourself or protect this hurt inner child within you. This is a lot of shadow work coming up here. A lot of shadow work to do from the past that is coming up here for you, that needs to be seen, that needs to be brought to the light for you, but you look at it as annoying or something, you don't want to make it conscious. But in order for you to cross that bridge, you have to be willing to get unstuck. You have to be willing to look at things differently. So let's go ahead and start pulling some oracle cards for you to see kind of what else comes out here. This is very, very interesting. This kind of feminine energy in your life, whether it's a mother, friend, family member, somebody that you don't like, whatever, I feel like you kind of go through, if this is somebody that you already knew, you kind of like go through phases with this person. It's like a cycle. Okay, there's like a pattern here. That's what it is. There's a pattern here with some kind of feminine energy that I feel like is getting reflected back to you, or you're projecting your own wounds onto someone else. Okay, and that's why, yeah, and you don't want to see it. You want to keep looking outwardly and saying they're the problem, or they're the ones that don't understand, or they're the ones that did X, Y, Z. But really, it's your own wounds, like you're projecting this onto them. And so you really need to take a look at that, because you're not going to get over it. You're not going to move on until you look at it, Sag. Sorry to say, but that's what I'm seeing here so far in the cards. Okay, hold on. I didn't even connect to your energy yet. There's cards flipping out everywhere. Okay, let's try this again. Sagittarius, December 2020. Cornucopia. Interesting. Okay, we have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, 3rd chakra, okay. Ooh. Walking away. Okay, let's see what else. So with Cornucopia there, I feel like some of you guys are thinking about what you want to achieve. Victory, 3rd chakra, 4th chakra. Some of you guys are thinking about what you want to achieve, or there could be a level of feeling like something was taken away from you, or a level of resentment or jealousy here. I'm not 100 with Cornucopia. I feel like this has something to do with this reflection energy that's going on, and we even have its number 11. See, so yeah, it's something to do with the reflection energy going on. We have 5th chakra and walking away. So this is the 3rd chakra. So something. Okay, so either some of you guys are not saying anything about how you actually feel, and you're just walking away to avoid conflict, and because to you that's like a victory. To you it's like, oh, you're not going to put, if you can't put me down, then I win. Like you're winning by walking away. But for others of you, it's like the opposite, where you're like arguing, or you are putting something on us. You're talking in a sense instead of walking away. So it's going to play out for different ones of you. But here's the thing. It's like, if people are provoking you, if people are triggering you, instead of feeling like you have to blame them or project your shit onto them, look inside of yourself and your own heart and see why it's triggering for you, because that's where you find the victory, because then it won't trigger you in the first place. Then they won't have power over you in the first place, if that makes sense, Sag. That's what I'm seeing here so far. I'm just saying. I feel like some of you guys want to project that you're in like this great place, but Goddess of the Moon. But someone's like really triggering you. Someone's really reflecting something back to you, and you don't want to see it. We have door to value on the bottom. So this is about finding your real value, not looking outside of yourself for a different type of value. Okay. So let's get some more cards here and see what else happens in your reading. I mean, you're kind of like shedding versions of yourself this month, Sag, but in order to do that, you have to heal. You have to look at these different versions of yourself in the month of December, or else they're just you're not getting rid of anything. You know what I mean? You're just trying to neglect them, which is not getting rid of them. You know, you can't just like push it down and expect that it actually is going away. It's just going to disappear, even if you don't feel it at the time. Okay, I didn't connect to your guys' energy yet, so let me try that again. So I was debating on if I should keep them or not since I hadn't connected. All right. Sagittarius. There we go. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, Sorrow. Sorry, I'm looking at my astrology notes here to see what else is going on. And sorrow. So yeah, the first half of the month is this really nostalgic feeling. We have breakthrough. This really nostalgic feeling that I was talking about. And we have, you know, the Sun and Mercury are going to start squaring Neptune and Pisces, and your home, family, childhood, personal life sector. Clinging to the past. Okay, yeah. A lot of nostalgic energy coming up here for Sag this month. Which it makes sense because it's in your chart. But as the month goes on, you're going to have the confidence to work through it all. For some of you, this could be about money or holding on to something from the past, or some kind of possession, something of value from the past that this fight is kind of about. You're like, you've been having some kind of fear for a long time. And something's finally going to happen this month, Sag, that's going to push you out of your comfort zone. And because you're going to feel like the ground just got ripped from underneath of you, you're going to try to cling to what you know, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. We have abundance and silence and control and patience. So you're going to try to remain in control, but this is like, no. Allow yourself to fall into the void. Allow yourself to fall into the unknown, because that's where you're going to find the most abundance this month. It's not going to be in just like, oh, you know, I'm going to keep doing what I always did. You're going to find more abundance and happiness and patience and allowing things to be as they are instead of control. Okay, Sag? So yeah, as everything moves through your sign and squares Neptune, you're going to start seeing different things, different illusions fall away. You're going to start getting insight into certain situations from the past or with home and family, you know, certain deep-rooted issues that are deep-rooted patterns, habits, possibly even some toxic patterns or habits or cycles that are coming up to be released, to be surrendered to. When we're dealing with Neptune, it's like a level of surrender and not fighting. It's not about fighting. It's about facing something and surrendering. Okay, and also allowing yourself to face reality about something. There's definitely a sense of facing reality this month with something, of, you know, some kind of truth coming out, some kind of insight or truth that's been hidden coming to the surface here, about yourself and about home, family, you know, your roots, your foundation, your childhood, your past. All these different things are coming to the surface for a reason. Okay, so let's get some more cards and get some more details. We have moving on. So just saying, it's like you want to move on. You want to move on, but you also want to be in control. Or this is someone else that's trying to be in control. It's either you or someone else. Emperor's number 4. Moving on from old foundations that you've been building upon. Ooh, we have the World card, or the Universe in this deck. Ooh, okay, so I feel like you're going to be seeing something for what it truly is. Starting a whole new cycle. What is this about? Yeah. Once you can move past these temptations, these old patterns, these old habits, these old ways of doing things based off of insecurity, because that's what it is. It's based off of insecurity. Your own insecurities. You're getting triggered by your own insecurities to do with something. We have stand your ground, rest and rejuvenate. We keep getting kind of like conflicting cards, like contradicting cards. Rest and rejuvenate and stand your ground. All right, let's see what else comes out. We have root chakra. I kind of feel like it's like time to take a break for Sag. We have the Hierophant, foundations, and achieve. Look, this is all about building a new foundation for yourself. Finding a new level of security within yourself and not doing it the way that you've always done it. Doing it in a whole new way, a more practical way that's not just based off of hoping something will happen. You know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense. That's based off of a whole new way of doing something. Let me actually move these out of the way. Okay, Sagittarius. I feel like this is really, okay, so we have the 8 of Swords. We got the 9 of Swords in the other deck. 6 of Wands. Very back and forth energy. I feel like this is almost you projecting that you're like in a good spot, but on the inside you're not feeling that way. You feel like you're almost stuck in some sense. For some of you, this could be a job situation as well. Let's see, messages for Sag for December. By mid-month, Sag, you're going to notice a huge shift in the energy because you're going to have this total solar eclipse happening in your sign. You have the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. You're going to have this solar eclipse happening in your sign, so you're going to have like a total shift of energy happening, where you're finally able to balance whatever this is that you've been dealing with. You're finally able to find some kind of compromise. King of Swords. Ooh. You're finally able to see through the bullshit. Yes. You're seeing through some kind of bullshit. Mid-month, you're like, someone's been feeding me some kind of delusional narrative, like story, whatever, and it sucks. It's like facing the reality of a situation. And then Temperance comes in. It's like, okay, well, we have to find a way to harmonize this. We have to find a way to work with what we have here. We have to find a way to work with the truth. And that's what your ruling planet Jupiter, this is the last, it's not even going to be in there the full month, but this is the last time it's going to be in Capricorn, and it's fall, where it's not very strong, you know, where it's like we have to work with limits. We have to work with what we got. We have to work with scarcity and like all this other shit. We have to, it's basically like peeling back anything that's not needed, working with anything that, you know, peeling back the excess, like literally getting to the bare bones of shit and trying to work with that. But it's moving out mid-month for everybody. It's finally moving out and moving into Aquarius, where it's, you know, it can do better in Aquarius than it has been in Capricorn. So you get to this point where mid-month everything changes for you, Sag, like everything. There's a little more optimism in the air. Like, yeah, you're not bullshitting yourself anymore about what you can and can't do. Like you're being more realistic about your optimism. You're being more level-headed about how far you can go and your potential. And it's not that you're being a Debbie Downer or being negative. You're finding a balance between the two. You're learning how to use this new insight, this new truth to your advantage. And that's, you know, we got that fifth chakra, which is all about the truth and speaking the truth, next to walking away. You've invested in something, I feel like, that ended up being not what you thought it was going to be. I'm sorry, Sag, it sucks. You have the Six of Swords. Yeah, this is you taking the truth and going out on your own. Because now you can see through bullshit. Seven of Swords and the High Priestess. Look at that. Eight of Cups in the bottom. Yeah, you are like completely learning a major lesson this month, Sag. You're not investing your time in bullshit anymore. Boom. It's like I can see right through you. My inner wisdom knows, and I don't need it. I can spot when someone's lying to me now. I'm trusting myself, and I'm thinking for myself from now on. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie though, there is a little bit of disappointment, you know, something that you've been working on, something that you've invested in turns out not to be what you thought or what someone told you it was, and that can be kind of disappointing, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's going to be so much better than what you ever thought it was now. You just have to learn how to switch your perspective on it. You have to learn how to work with what you got, and you've already been learning that lesson with Jupiter and Capricorn. So major shifts are about to happen, Sag. When Jupiter and Saturn move into Aquarius mid-month, they'll both be in there by like the 19th. this is going to be major new beginnings for third house themes if you're Sag rising. So community, perspective, listening, talking, communication, transportation, you know, your day-to-day kind of task and duties, and also distant relatives, and basically your smaller social life, like your more personal social life. So it's going to get out of that really heavy spot of the second house, which has been all about money and lack and, you know, gain and all of these different things, and it's going to move into that lighter spot of the third house, where it's like a whole new awakening of your mind and your perspective, and insight and ideas, and, you know, how you express yourself and all these things. So you're going to go through a major shift mid-month, and you know, and then we also have that new moon total eclipse right before that on the 14th. Venus moves into your sign the next day, but that total eclipse Sag in your sign is going to be like, what the actual fuck just happened? You guys will definitely have to let me know down below how it goes, but it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a major breakthrough in trusting yourself. You know what I mean? Like trusting yourself and not allowing other people to step all over you, learning boundaries in certain situations as well, which has been a really big theme for you guys the past year. So anyway, Sag, hopefully this resonated with you guys. Definitely let me know down below if it did. I would love to hear your feedback as always, and I will see you guys in my other videos.